Kiara, Kushbu. Welcome to DC Conversations. And first of all, congratulations on becoming the only Indian female artist to perform at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup.
Yes, thank you so much. It is an honor to be here.
Yeah, I know what an honor it was. So tell me something. I mean, I just wondered, like you trained in Kathak. So when you decided that you'll be actually DJing at a cricket stadium, what kind of preparation went into it? Did you do your research about the cricket, and were you a cricket enthusiast? How did you get drawn into this?
So, I was always a cricket enthusiast. I used to love watching cricket since my elder brother, is a cricket fan and since childhood I've been watching cricket, not with any intention, but yeah. Apart from that, what they see is how disciplined you are, not just a fun, super excited artist, but what you require at the stadium is discipline. So yeah, I mean, music is one of the top skills that they see, but then a lot of other qualities matter a lot. And when I got selected for this interview, this was 2024. Yeah, 2024 for Gujarat Titans. They asked me two, three major things. One was, do you know cricket? Do you understand the game of cricket? How, because you have to watch and then perform. So I was like, yeah, I understand. And then definitely before stepping in the stadium for the first time, I had a conversation with a lot of other people who've been at the stadium before. So yeah, I got to know how it works, because just as a spectator, when you watch the game from home or stadium, it is absolutely different. And being a part of that entire management, entertainment, that is whole another ball game. So yeah, there were a lot of preparations made, and music is just like 50%. The other 50% is how calm, how disciplined, how quickly can you read the crowd also.
So, like you rightly said about reading the crowd, DJs read dance floors, but you read the entire cricket stadium, right? So, what's the
Yes.
biggest difference you think is between these two crowds?
Hubs, I would say people come there to party. The music is the center of the entire, night. I would say when I perform at a club, I go with the intention of having fun and, making people groove. That's the biggest goal there. And,
Mm.
make actually creating a moment that is there in their memories for life. If I perform at a club, that's the intention. But when you go at the stadium, the intention is how to enhance the game of cricket, because the center is not music, the center is not you, the center is no management person there, the center is the game and the cricketers playing that game. So yeah, the intention here always is, and is going to be in future also, that just to enhance the experience of this game, and to read the crowd, or together with the game. If some of the team members are scoring six fours and wickets or whatever is happening, just go with the game flow and motivate whoever team is batting. And however you can always select a good song to make people groove, even during the sad moments when the stadium is low, just to keep up the energy, to keep the crowd motivated, because then they hoot, shout, and motivate the players.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the motive, to keep the game intact and not disturb the center of it, and make the people enjoy there at the stadium. That is the motive, that is the intention.
Performing for a stadium means reading the pulse of thousands of people, I mean, fans. So, how do you know the exact track that will make a crowd erupt at the perfect moment?
So when you perform at the stadium, you're not in eye contact with the crowd.
Yeah.
When I am in a circle ring, I'm placed at one side. you are not able to see the crowd, but what you know is years of knowledge, years of experiences, that if a generic crowd is sitting in front of you, not just some foreigner or an Indian who listens to different kinds of tracks. Some listen to a lot of Punjabi pop, some listen to regional music, some listen to international hits, or maybe like hardcore Bollywood. But here you see a crowd of thousands and you estimate a generic music. What makes me understand at that time is what is the most heard song ever, which everyone can hear and sing along,
Yeah.
which people can recall and then say, oh my god, this song I haven't heard but now I can sing. Few tracks you have in mind ki, "Acha, I've heard this song somewhere," but it creates an atmosphere. Again, this should be relating to the game that is going on.
Yeah.
And whether a groovy track or maybe like some track that can make the people dance and enjoy and celebrate. And moreover, like, people should sing the song along with dancing and motivating. So that's how the music should be very generic, because you're not targeting a group of 100, you're targeting a group of 50,000, or maybe like 30,000 and more. This World Cup, I did three stadiums, which was Wankhede in Mumbai, Eden Gardens in Kolkata, and Narendra Modi. Or the crowd goes from 30,000 to 1,20,000. Yeah. So you have to keep the music very generic and regional. So if I'm in Maharashtra, I would, amongst almost like hundreds of songs that I play, I select regional songs also.
Mm.
Like Marathi songs are there. 20% of Marathi. If I'm in, say, Narendra Modi Stadium in Gujarat, I try to keep like a few regional Gujarati Bollywood songs as well, so
Mm.
that you know the generic crowd and the regional music is also highlighted at the same time.
Yeah. So do you create a set list, or the playlist is dynamic depending on the mood of the stadium?
Yes, so we have how I prepare is for all the situations that can happen at the stadium. I am a person who is like highly pre-prepared for the game. As a DJ artist, when I go to clubs, I do not prepare, because what at a club requires just your experience, like how you read the crowd. But here, for all the situations possible, I prepare different folders. Like, the motivational tracks are there, some dance groove tracks are there, some regional songs are there, some for the moments where there is silence and you can't play a groovy track because the game is very serious. And some songs which are very low and just to fill the ambience. So a lot of folders have been prepared, and I especially like to play the pre-game also, when the players are practicing, when the pitch report is being done, and then there's a gap of 35 to 40 minutes where you can play international hits and songs that can actually motivate the players. That is not for the crowd usually; it's for the players, because they are on the pitch practicing. So I like to play those motivational mixes just before such an important time of their lives. They hear some music and practice, and that is one of my favorite moments, when you know look at the players and then I see them groove, do some masti, and hear the music. Sometimes there have been moments when a few players look back at the entertainment stage and they're like, "Whoa, that's an amazing mix." So yeah, um, I think this is all how I like to prepare for the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like they say, you have to read the room. I mean, you have to be well prepared, and presence of mind is key, right? Because it's not just
Yes.
about music. You have, like you said, you will get drawn into emotions and all that. Now there's a
Yes.
bowler running in, and then there is a batter waiting, and you behind the console. So, have you ever had, a heart-stopping, oops, wrong timing kind of a moment during a match?
No.
No?
Not even a chance, because see, I'll tell you about these tournaments, the cricket matches that you perform at. If you're a part of this, there has to be like 110% of attention
Mm.
without any biasness. So you can't be biased with any of the team uh, playing, whether India versus New Zealand, India versus South Africa, or whatever, Scotland versus Nepal, whichever team. You can't support any team while you're at the stadium,
Yeah.
because then you'll be distracted. You'll be extremely, you can't space out. You have no chance of spacing out at that time. You have to concentrate and watch the game. That's what I'm saying, that music is not the center. You have to watch the game and then be so accurate that everything goes in sync with the bowler getting ready and you stopping the music, so that whatever the broadcast catches is on time. Like, because it's whatever music you hear on TV also, it's played by the stadium DJs.
Mm.
So you have to be 100% accurate. You can't just look at someone you like, or maybe like someone you really admire, and just keep looking, or have a moment there, because that's too risky, very risky. So yeah, I try to keep myself intact with everything that's happening and just concentrate on the ball that is there. If the bowler has the ball, is starting the run up, and the ball goes at 4, my eye is just on the ball wherever it goes. That's how we maintain the concentration there.
Cricket has its superstitions also. Have you noticed fans or even players believing that a particular track of yours brings good luck?
Yeah, I mean, this has happened not in this tournament, but in the Women's Cup, when I was asked by someone that, play this track especially,
Mm.
because one of the cricket, they did not name the cricketer, one of the player has requested to play it again. So I've had such moments, and cricket as a game,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
in India, uh, people not just watch it, they live it, and everybody has their own emotion with the game. So yeah, it is very superstitious. Like, people become very superstitious with this, and yeah, I think it is okay, because your emotions are attached and you try to protect, and that's how you protect it. If a song can bring that positivity or motivation in someone, then definitely we are requested sometimes to play certain tracks, when to play motivational tracks that are also being sometimes guided the from the management, that now you keep on playing all the motivational tracks. So these are the superstitions that people carry, and sometimes of hard situations in tournaments, in such matches, where some person comes to the stage and he's like, now nobody is going to move, not even a single inch, because the game is going good. So just sit and be at your place. You can't move.
Yeah.
And I've seen this also at home also. I think since childhood we've been watching cricket, and there have been times like this only, that the entire family is sitting, and then my brother comes and says, nobody is going to move, sit at your own places, nobody is going to pee or take breaks or anything, just sit
Right.
here for 10 overs. So
Right.
all these superstitions, and with songs also. So like I told you, one of the incidents that happened in 2024. So yeah, a lot of them.
70,000 fans are roaring and the match hangs on a single ball. You know, how do you decide whether to raise the energy or hold the silence?
Always raise the energy.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Always. Even if you do it, see, if you hear, what I assume is, when the crowd is already energized, keep the music very subtle. because the crowd is hooting and shouting and motivated. So let the cheer be louder than the track that you play. So between the overs, between the balls that are being played, I avoid playing music, but between the overs, definitely play high energy music so that in the next over also people are motivated and are charged up to speak more or shout more or hoot more, supporting their teams in that sense. So I like to play high energy music all the time, apart from the some of the moments where the crowd is already chanting a player's name. So when you hear this tournament, last few games, I've been hearing Sanju Samson a lot. And for Pandya also, they do chants and the entire Wankhede is chanting. So at that time, just I like to play some sort of sound or cake or drum to support the cheer. So when you play Sanju, Samson, so we play tash, tash, something like some sound which matches the chant and
Mm.
supports the audience, not just some random music. So that's what I like to do while chant. People are highly energized.
So were you at Ahmedabad during the finals?
I was at Ahmedabad for to watch the finals. I was there to perform at some after party. I can't actually name which after party, but yeah, I was there at the stadium. I watched first innings live, and the same management who books us for the stadiums and in stadium DJs, they booked me for an after party for cricket itself.
So
So
yeah,
yeah, but seeing that live was really, really, I have no word for the experience that I had for first 1.5 hour. I left after the first mid innings break, and that was a wonderful experience. And this was actually my first or the second time watching a finals, and as a spectator. I was near the booth only. I was just looking at the crowd and how they, sitting in the crowd and judging how they react to music is also another kind of experience I never had in my experience, like in past before. So yeah, it was also a very good experience.
lovely. So one last question. You're making history as a female DJ at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. So do you see
Yes.
this as a personal milestone or the beginning of a bigger shift for women in live sports entertainment?
Yes, I do. So I will tell you the background of why, um, very few people are involved in this management. Amongst them, very few females are there. So um, from last 2 3 years I've been seeing a lot of females are getting involved, women are getting involved in this management because people are now trusting, and the management, the people in general are trusting finally trusting what our decisions are. And it's a great opportunity for everyone to actually step in the businesses or spaces where you were not being trusted before. So this is the right time to choose what you once wanted to do. Even like the people who are already retired and had some dream, women who are already retired and had some dream in their young age should enter such spaces because there's no ending. I mean, I would like to give one example. My mom always wanted to do arts, and now she's retired. She was a Hindi tutor. She's retired, and now, after so many years, she's like, I want to start something of my own. And yeah, obviously, like all the family members, we all motivated and helped her. Not just motivated, but involved ourselves also in the same thing. And we've started a new homegrown brand, and which is based out of, like, she makes handmade flowers. So not just in the game of cricket, but all over. If you think you had a dream, now is the time that it's easy. to enter, and so why not, you know, do what you love? So apart from this, also regarding the cricket thing, I am the only female artist who's become a part of ICC tournament this year also. In 2024 also, I was the only female DJ. So no other female DJs have performed uh, in these tournaments apart from me. But there have been female anchors, because there's always a female and male MCs that you hear in the stadium.
Yeah.
So slowly and gradually, they've started keeping more of female employees, or maybe like artists involving people. So now the time is changing, and I am so happy about it, because in 2024 I was performing at the women's T20 World Cup, and performing for that women's tournament, I felt I felt so highly of myself at that moment, because these um cricketers, all players, they were world, like national level players, world level players, and I, being the female, I felt really good at that time, and I felt I I mean, I don't have word, but I was one of them. I felt as if I was also a part of actually what is happening at the ground. So
Yeah.
it was that feeling. I was the cult, in the cult of these cricketers, whosoever team was playing, but I was one of them. I felt like that. And with the men's tournament also, it was an amazing experience, the place to be. I would also like to share that earlier, when I started 9 years back, there were a lot of discrimination in this industry, but the times have been changing, and since I've joined the sports segment, I've never seen anybody discriminate just because I'm some other gender, like not amongst them. I'm a woman, and I've never faced any kind of discrimination in that sense. And I would like to say that proudly, that people are changing and mindsets are changing, at least in the higher and the middle society that we are generally a part of. And I'm really happy that in past few tournaments or whatever games that I've been a part of, I never felt left out, even after being among so many men who have high authority in the management. They've never discriminated in the sense that she's a female artist, and that's why let's not keep her for the bigger games. They gave me opportunities to different big games that happened. I performed at the semi-finals this time at Wankhede for a very good game, which people were really excited about, and me being a part of it, I was really, really honored, and I felt great. I saw the enthusiasm in the crowd, and it was a one time experience. But apart from all of this, even though every year there's something or other happening in my life, I always feel there's something bigger to come, and I don't feel satisfied. I'm like, okay, the World Cup is done. Now what is next?
Yeah.
And I think that keeps me going. I stay grounded. I celebrate. I definitely try to celebrate the next day. I like to rest. I'm like, I feel that, I should rest it up and give myself at least a day. And I like to go out and enjoy for few hours, and then be back to my den, make music, prepare for the next, and yeah. So now I feel bigger things are going to come up, and I have to be prepared for that too. So
Yeah.
that is
Lovely.
how it goes.
Amazing. So, no, I mean, I forgot to ask you. So, how did the selection process happen? Where did they find you?
Oh my God, this is a very nice story. So one of the artists who already is a part of this sportainment, he saw me on Instagram, and they were looking for a DJ in the Gujarat Titans team.
Hmm.
They had it's a new team, so amongst all the other teams who've been here since last 10, 12, 14 years, um, Gujarat is a new team, and they are, they are still in the process to find the best team possible. And in 2024, they were looking for a DJ, and since last 6 years, this is what I've 6 months. This is what I've heard. They were looking for someone, and they kept a track on few artists who have been traveling through their social media. And I got approached, like the first thing that sparked was through social media, where I got a message from an artist who is a part of IPL, saying that, I really like your vibe, and I think you're a good fit for something bigger. Um, Please drop a contact. And then he mailed me the entire thing, and I got connected to the management. They selected me in top 10 DJs, and then they got me in after a quick call, where they asked me a few questions about cricket. They asked me how well versed I am with high pressure things. And yeah, I think that was it. Like, this was the kind of interview that I had to face. Like, and then in a few days, I get a call that, you are selected for this game, and now come one day prior and watch the game, so that you can understand what to do next. So yeah, it was really nice that I got approached through social media.
That's great. That's great. That's a pleasant surprise. Yeah. You
Yes.
should have, yeah, I'm sure you least expected it and it happened. I'm sure there are
Yeah, I
greater
mean,
things and bigger things coming, like you said. So,
yes.
yeah, all the best with that. And thank you for talking to us.
Thank you so much.